Prince Harry, born Henry Charles Albert David on September 15, 1984, grew up in a world of unparalleled privilege and relentless scrutiny. As the younger son of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, his early years were filled with both joy and the looming shadow of royal expectations. From the outside, Harry's life seemed idyllic, but beneath the glittering surface of palace walls lay a story of a boy navigating a life that was anything but ordinary. From the moment he entered the world, Harry was a subject of fascination. His cheeky smile and fiery red hair, an inheritance from his Spencer lineage, made him a standout figure in the royal family. As a toddler, he charmed photographers with his antics, often stealing the spotlight from his more reserved elder brother, Prince William. Despite the royal protocols and stiff upper lip often associated with British aristocracy, Harry's playful nature was evident from the start. The family lived at Kensington Palace, where Harry and William shared a childhood filled with love and laughter under the watchful eye of their mother, Diana. She was determined to give her sons as normal a life as possible, despite their royal status. Diana would take Harry and William to amusement parks, fast food restaurants, and even homeless shelters, experiences that would later shape Harry's perspective on life and his approach to humanitarian causes. However, not all of Harry's childhood was filled with happy memories. By the time he was just 12 years old, tragedy struck when Princess Diana was killed in a car crash in Paris. Her death sent shockwaves across the globe, but for Harry, it was a devastating and deeply personal loss. The image of him walking solemnly behind his mother's coffin, alongside his father, brother, and grandfather, remains one of the most enduring and heartbreaking symbols of his youth. In later years, Harry would describe how he suppressed his grief, burying his emotions to cope with the immense loss and public attention. After Diana's death, Harry's adolescence was marked by rebellion and struggle. He attended prestigious schools like Ludgrove and Eton College, but the strict environment did little to contain his adventurous spirit. Harry often found himself in the headlines for the wrong reasons, from underage drinking to wearing an ill-advised costume to a party. The tabloid frenzy surrounding him painted a picture of a wayward prince, but behind the scenes, Harry was grappling with unresolved trauma and the pressures of being in the public eye. Despite his youthful missteps, Harry's innate charm and willingness to connect with people always shone through. Following his schooling, he decided to follow in his family's military tradition, joining the British Army in 2005. It was here that Harry began to find a sense of purpose and direction. He trained at Sandhurst Military Academy and later served 2 tours in Afghanistan, where he earned the respect of his comrades for his dedication and courage. Known as Captain Wales, during his service, Harry relished the opportunity to be treated as an equal rather than a prince. His time in the military was a turning point, allowing him to step out of his brother's shadow and carve out his own identity. After leaving the army, Harry turned his focus to philanthropy, channeling his mother's compassionate spirit into causes close to his heart. He co-founded Centervale, a charity supporting children affected by HIV in Lesotho and Botswana, and launched the Invictus Games, an international sporting event for wounded veterans. These endeavors cemented his reputation as a prince of the people, using his platform to make a tangible difference in the lives of others. As he grew older, Harry began to speak openly about his struggles with mental health, breaking the often stifling silence surrounding such topics in the royal family. His candor resonated with many, showcasing a more relatable side of royalty. In interviews, he reflected on the challenges of growing up in the spotlight, the unresolved grief over his mother's death, and the toll it had taken on his mental well-being. The arrival of Meghan Markle in his life marked another pivotal chapter. The couple's whirlwind romance and subsequent marriage in 2018 captivated the world, but it also brought new challenges. Together, Harry and Meghan faced intense media scrutiny, much of it echoing the relentless attention Diana endured. Determined to protect his family, Harry made the unprecedented decision to step back from royal duties in 2020, moving to the United States to pursue a new life with Meghan and the growing family. Looking back on his journey, Harry's story is one of resilience and self-discovery. From the playful boy running through palace gardens to the soldier serving on the front lines and the advocate championing mental health, Harry's life has been a tapestry of highs and lows. Through it all, he has remained unapologetically himself, a testament to the lessons instilled in him by his beloved mother. Today, as a father and a humanitarian, Harry continues to honor Diana's legacy while forging his own path, proving that even in the most extraordinary of circumstances, it is possible to find one's own way. Prince Harry's childhood was a crucible that shaped much of the man he would become. Born into the royal family, Harry's formative years were defined by the dualities of privilege and pain, tradition and rebellion, public adoration, and scrutiny. These early experiences deeply influenced his worldview, personal choices, and the causes he champions as an adult. One of the most defining aspects of Harry's childhood was his relationship with his mother, Princess Diana. Diana was determined to provide Harry and his older brother, Prince William, with experiences that exposed them to the realities of the world beyond palace walls. She took them to visit homeless shelters, hospitals, and AIDS clinics, teaching them empathy and the importance of service. These lessons became the cornerstone of Harry's adult life, evident in his humanitarian work, such as co-founding Centerbail, a charity supporting children affected by HIV, and his commitment to mental health advocacy. However, Diana's tragic death when Harry was just 12 years old cast a long shadow over his childhood and adulthood. The loss of his mother in such a public and traumatic way profoundly affected him. Harry has spoken openly about how he suppressed his grief for years, a decision that led to emotional struggles in his 20s. This unresolved pain fueled his rebellious behavior during his adolescence and early adulthood, including run-ins with the press and a series of public controversies. Yet, it also sparked his eventual journey toward self-awareness and healing. As an adult, Harry became a vocal advocate for mental health, co-founding the Heads Together campaign and publicly sharing his own struggles to encourage others to seek help. The constant presence of the media during Harry's childhood also left an indelible mark. From the moment he was born, Harry's life was dissected by the press, often in ways that were invasive and dehumanizing. Witnessing how the media treated his mother, particularly the paparazzi's role in the events leading to her death, fostered a deep mistrust of the press. This mistrust has shaped many of his adult decisions, including his and Meghan Markle's departure from royal duties to seek greater control over their privacy. Harry's experiences within the royal family also shaped his views on tradition and hierarchy. As the spare to Prince William, the heir, Harry grew up with fewer expectations but also a sense of being secondary in the royal narrative. This dynamic allowed him to explore different paths, such as his military service, but it also left him grappling with questions about his role and purpose. As an adult, Harry has sought to redefine his identity outside the constraints of royal protocol, prioritizing his family and personal values over tradition. His time in the military, a decision influenced by his family's long-standing connection to the armed forces, was another turning point rooted in his childhood. Harry thrived in the structured and egalitarian environment of the army, where he was treated not as a prince but as Captain Wales. His military service provided him with a sense of normalcy and purpose, experiences that deeply influenced his commitment to supporting veterans and their families through initiatives like the Invictus Games. Finally, Harry's childhood taught him the importance of authenticity and connection. While his royal status set him apart, his mother's insistence on grounding her sons in real-world experiences helped him develop an ability to relate to people from all walks of life. This quality has defined his adult interactions, from comforting children in Lesotho to speaking candidly about his own mental health challenges. In essence, Harry's childhood was both a foundation and a crucible, forging a man who is deeply empathetic, fiercely protective of his loved ones, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. His early years, marked by both privilege and pain, instilled in him a resilience and sense of purpose that continue to shape his journey as a husband, father, and advocate for change.